Hey guys, this is Omer from MMOs.com with another quick weekly news recap of all major MMO news and announcements for the week ending July 20th, 2020. This is episode number 254 of the recap, and the first of news this week comes from ArenaNet regarding Guild Wars 2. They just released a new trailer and the release date for the next Guild Wars 2 episode called Jormag Rising, and it's the fourth chapter of the ongoing Icebrood Saga storyline. The latest update itself is launching on July 28th and will take place in Episode 3's Drizzlewood Coast map and will feature the new meta event that will add a new dynamic to the zone's char, push, and pull siege warfare mechanics, along with upgrades to 2 old weapon sets, a new infusion system, and of course a new story content as well. And as always, as long as you have the latest expansion to Guild Wars 2, you get all these updates for free. Next up, an update to the previous week's industry news surrounding Leyou, the Chinese company that owns Warframe's developer Digital Extremes. Tencent is now in exclusive negotiations to buy Leyou and will likely emerge as the new owner of Leyou, and with that comes ownership of Warframe, one of the hottest Western developed free-to-play games out there. So it looks like they beat out Sony and they'll be the ones actually making the acquisition. Also in related Tencent news, they finalized their buyout of Funcom as well, so Tencent also fully owns Funcom now and its numerous MMOs, including Anarchy Online, Secret World, and a bunch of other games. And actually, it's amazing just how many game studios Tencent owns. It's easily the biggest gaming company in the world, and they continue to expand their lead by buying more and more successful game studios. Fortunately for fans of Warframe, when Tencent buys out a game company, they basically do nothing with it. They keep a very hands-off approach, which is a good way to run things. If it's not broken, why fix it? Up next, Cyberstep, the Tokyo-based game developer and publisher, announced that they're launching a remake of CosmicBreak called CosmicBreak Universal. If you haven't heard of CosmicBreak, I don't blame you. It's an oldie that launched back in 2008, and it's an action MMORPG that's been running for the last 12 years. The original CosmicBreak is shutting down on August 27th, but the new version is set to replace it later this year. The video you're seeing in the background, of course, is from the original CosmicBreak launch trailer back in 2008, so it's a bit of an oldie. The remake will feature tweaks and optimizations to the original game, with new endgame content as well. I guess the really only cool thing over here is it's a Japanese developed MMO, and there really aren't that many of these games out there. They're mostly Korean and Chinese. And moving right along, we have yet another update for an oldie. Mabinogi launched its next pet-centric update, aptly named Pet, which expands the game's pet system, which was introduced in the previous update by introducing more powerful flint pets and the new pet training talent. As I said earlier, Mabinogi is a bit of an oldie as it launched back in 2008 in North America and back in 2004 in South Korea. And despite being 16 years old now, Mabinogi still gets updated regularly and boasts an average player base of 450 players online on Steam at any given time, which isn't bad considering its age, and it has plenty of people off Steam as well. If you've never played Mabinogi and can look past the game's old UI and graphics, it's worth checking out. It's definitely one of the more unique MMOs out there. Up next, speaking of oldies, one of the oldest and longest running sci-fi MMORPGs got a big update this last week. EVE Online launched its Zenith update, which is the third part of the Quadrant update, and with it comes a new Abyssal Proving Grounds, PvP Battle Arena, new story content, live events, and more. EVE Online, despite launching back in 2003, averages nearly 30,000 concurrent players online at a given time, all on a single server as well. Next up, the previously announced MMO Online Season 15 Part 1 update launched this last week, and with it, the main highlight over here is the introduction of a new playable class, the Slayer, and introduction of a new speed server, which is exactly what it sounds like, a server with higher XP rates, and there's no reason not to play on it because you can transfer your character from the fast server to the normal server after the events are done. MMO Online is an oldie as it launched back in 2003 and has been running constantly since. Up next, ZeniMax Online unveiled the next Dark Heart of Skyrim DLC's release date. The upcoming Stonethorn update will be launching on August 24th on the PC, Mac, and Google Stadia, and on September 1st for the PS4 and Xbox One. The new DLC is free for subscribers and costs money for everybody else, and adds 2 new dungeons, and for free-to-play users, there's also Update 27, which introduces big performance improvements for the game. We mentioned this update before, but we finally have a release date for it, and again, that is on August 24th. Next up, the Battle Royale MMORPG hybrid Hunter's Arena Legends officially launched their early access this week. The game is developed by an indie South Korean gaming company and offers a unique PvPvE experience in a Battle Royale format. The early access launch for the game features a few new features, most notably a new melee hero and a new free-for-all mode. Unfortunately, the game isn't free to play, it's buy-to-play for $19.99 on Steam. Despite the buy-to-play hurdle, the game is averaging 400 or so players online at a given time so far, which isn't bad, but I fear the game won't be able to compete with the heavyweight free-to-play games like Warzone and Fortnite, even though it offers some unique RPG elements. There's just too much competition in this Battle Royale format. And now, speaking of buy-to-play games, EA's mobile hero shooter Rocket Arena launched on PC and console this last week and features full cross-play support between all platforms. The game is available for $29.99 on every platform and is averaging about 280 players on Steam at a given time, but keep in mind it's on Origin as well. Visually though, the game kind of looks a bit like Paladins, but given just how many free-to-play games are out there, how many hero shooters are out there as well, paying upfront to try a new game like Rocket Arena is a tough sell for me, but reviews so far on Steam are mostly positive, which I guess is a pretty good start. Up next, a remake of FreeStyle 2 Street Basketball titled 3-on-3 FreeStyle Rebound officially launched this last week, and it's basically the same game as FreeStyle 2 except with a new game engine, so with that comes slicker graphics. Strangely though, the game is missing some key aspects of the first game, namely it's missing a friend system, an in-game chat system, and has less skills and customization options as the first game, which makes the remake a bit weak. The strange thing here, though, is that 3-on-3 Freestyle isn't even a new remake. They launched the same game back in 2017 and shut it down shortly afterwards as it failed to attract a large enough player base. So it looks like this version is a remake of a remake, and it's not looking great either because Freestyle 2 remains much more popular than this remake of Freestyle 2, as this version of the game is only averaging about 150 or so players on any given time. Personally, I got over 100 hours on Freestyle 2, and I have no intentions of switching over to the new version, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here. My guess is that the remake of the remake is going to shut down, and people are going to keep playing Freestyle 2 as they have for a long time. Next up, some industry news. Nexon shut down their main Orange County, California studio this last week and let 60 employees go. Given just how little money Nexon has been making in North America, it doesn't make much sense for them to have so many employees here. The office's closure shouldn't affect Nexon's operating games, but all games being developed by the studio have been cancelled. Nexon's North American operations have been a total money loser for the company since they were established, so scaling it back does make sense. Just so you guys get an idea, North America and Europe combined make up just 5% of Nexon's total revenues, and this comes after numerous acquisitions here in the West. And without those acquisitions, Nexon's revenues in the West would be even tinier, like 2% or less. So it's such a small part of Nexon, so the shutdown makes sense. And up next, Nexon and Velofa looking to cash in the progression server vanilla game craze with their launch of Combat Arms The Classic on Steam, which is a 2015 version of Combat Arms, the Korean lobby-based FPS game. It's a bit strange that they picked 2015 to use as the classic version of the game, as Combat Arms has been around since 2008, or at least late 2008. Unfortunately, this classic version features many of the same things we remember from classic Combat Arms, including pay-to-win elements, tons of hackers, and more. Still though, I'm going to give it a try only because I played a ton of Combat Arms back in the day myself. I'm still waiting for Nexon to release an official classic pre-Big Bang version of MapleStory, as I think that'd be a much bigger hit than a classic version of Combat Arms. Next and last news this week comes from Ubisoft regarding their upcoming pirate-themed game called Skull and Bones, which is reportedly a pirate-themed MMO. The game originally was delayed into 2020 and looks like it's going to be delayed again, but according to sources at Video Game Chronicle, Ubisoft is rebooting the game and is working to make it a live service game as well as introducing more MMO elements, including a persistent game world. This game was first announced back in, I think, 2018 E3, so it's been in development for a while now. And we really haven't heard too much since they pushed the game's release date back into 2020, and I suspect it's going to be pushed back again, but we'll see. Anyway guys, that's it for MMO News this week. I'll see you guys next time. Later guys.